Good day, YouTube. Today is the 19th of April, 2018. It's a Thursday. And just trying to get a little bit of an early start on the weekend's project. This is the 67 Boyertown Stepvan mobile studio project. And I should be doing all kinds of other stuff like finishing up to put the windshield back in this side, but you know, I kind of work on what I want to work on. And I have been walking by this bumper situation on this Stepvan for a couple of years and just can't stand it. I think it looks hideous. It's not in very good shape. It's been caught on this side, pulled over and pushed back. And I thought about fixing it, and I thought about, let's just lose the bumper. And while we're at it, let's just bob the frame horns off. And then let's just make like an air dam. Let's just wrap a piece of sheet metal. Let's get it all the way up to that top seam. And we'll just pop rivet the thing on, come all the way over to the side and drop down a reasonable amount. I don't want to get too low, but I want to just get rid of these frame horns. It's going to shorten this thing up, make it look a lot shorter, a lot sportier. Yeah, that's what I mean to say. And just get that thing off there. I just can't stand it. So, what do you say we get the torch out and we cut them off? You know, worst case scenario, I can weld something back on, put a bumper back on it. But I don't like it at all. I think we should lose it. So, I got a 5-gallon bucket of rainwater. We got a torch, and there's no turning back. Let's get it done. Okay, bottles on. Glasses on. Gloves. Gloves on. I really should have some leather gloves, but this will work for the moment. Striker. Torch. Alright. We're good. We're good. And we got some gas. Okay, I want to fire it up. This tip, I want. There we go. I do have a lot of hose, so could be a lot of air in it. We can get a little hotter. pain. Well, let's see what'll come out of there. With a big hammer. Big hammer coming up. Big hammer. There we go, big hammer. Not very pretty. Put your glasses on. I don't know, something's making noise. Bizarre. Okay, back to beating. Well, that's ugly. The cut is ugly. Truck looks better already, doesn't it? That's a thick piece of frame. Might have to trim that other side just a little bit. Woohoo! What do you think? Better? Alright. So, I think it's, we'll cool this off a little bit. We'll go dig up some sheet metal. Not gonna go buy anything. I got sheet metal that I took out of the inside of this thing when it was a bread truck. And I think if I take one piece, cut it in half, it'll be long enough. We'll put one seam in the middle. It'll be long enough to wrap around this thing. We'll do good. All right, we'll catch you in a little bit. Well, we fast forward to Saturday morning, and we're getting back on the Stepvan bumper removal project. I got some sheet metal set up outside to cut in half. We're going to start laying this out on the front. Got to straighten up a little bit of this stock balance there, a little bit, if you can call it that. Hey, while we were cutting this off, I didn't know what to do during while the camera was rolling, but I said, hey, my oxygen's leaking or something, and it was. And I got to show you real quick. So it was leaking out of here, and I look up, and the gauge was maxed out. I'm like, what the heck? So it's a Victor torch. Had it for more years than I can remember. But the regulator went to heck just at the end of cutting that off, and it might have been why I was having some issues, but I'll crack the valve and then shed it again. But see the gauge? It's maxing out. And, you know, I put it in, I put it out and all that, you know. Take it all the way out. It didn't really matter. The gauge still maxed itself out. And it started coming out of this vent. So the regulator went to heck. So I ordered a inexpensive replacement regulator on Amazon. It's actually supposed to be here tomorrow. They say they'll deliver it on Sunday. I don't get that. I don't get anything delivered on Sunday. I guess we'll see if it shows up or not. But I did see that I could get a rebuild kit for this. I bought a cheap one to get me through, and then a rebuild kit, and maybe we'll do a video on rebuilding that regulator. Anyway, I can't use the torch today, but I might be able to tomorrow. Let's head on outside. Oh, and I'm going to try to ride my motorcycle today. I've had this thing sitting here for a couple months now, and I haven't even ridden it. That's wild. Could you guys stand having something like that, sit around and not be able to ride it? I just got insurance on it yesterday. I haven't had a day that I could get out of work early enough to get it down and get the plates for it and stuff. So anyway, I'll probably ride it today without a registration, but at least I got insurance on it so I can take it for a putt. So this is some of the sheet metal that came off of the interior walls of the Stepvan. I have measured it exactly in half. It's about a 33-inch piece, so 16.5 inches down the center. Should be about a perfect height. It's only 5 feet long. It needs to be, 8 or 9 feet to get all the way around where it needs to be. So we're going to overlap it and have a seam in the middle. So we're going to cut it. This is sure the opportunity for a plasma cutter, but I don't have one. Should anybody have an extra one you want to send me? So anyway, we're going to cut this with a cut-off wheel. So let's cut it. It's a beautiful day out here too, man. It's going to be the nicest day we've had yet this year. It's gorgeous out. All right, cut it. Fire in the hole. All right, it's going okay. I have it sitting on a piece of plywood, so I'm gonna have to space it up a little bit. I'll get back to you when we get her in 2 pieces. Well, she's in 2 pieces, so we're gonna drag her in and set it in front of that ratty old Stepvan and see if we can start wrapping this thing around, see if we can put some shape to it. Check you in a second. Well, it's already looking good. That sheet metal's gonna wrap around there just fine. Thinking I might just let the overlap be the overlap. It'd just be a little bit stronger here in the center, because the next piece will probably overlap over to about here, and we'll just let it overlap. So ain't no big deal. Come around the corner. Yeah, there's enough light there. I'm probably going to take and draw a line that kind of follows the tire curve a little bit. And then we got to leave a reveal, we'll call it, like 3/4 of an inch, because we're going to roll that under, just kind of like the stock one is done, but it gives that edge a strength and style and smoothness, and then we'll roll the bottom as well. I don't know if I need to torch it to roll it or if I can roll it cold, but back in the race car days, yeah, we just rolled them. However, this car I flared the fenders. I don't know why. I thought it looked good. It did. It looked good back in the day. So yeah, that's coming along good. So what I need to do is just kind of start from this end and get it set to the right height. Probably just throw a tech screw or something in there. I'm just going to pop rivet this on. That's what's going to show from the outside, and that will get this end set. We'll adjust this end with this clamp, and then we'll put the other piece on, and then we'll have to start kind of from the center out both directions so that the slack ends up pushed that way and the slack on this piece ends up pushed the other way. And then that's where we'll do our trimming, is on this side, so this end will be fixed. So we'll have a rivet line going down, and we'll have a rivet line going across. I haven't revealed yet, but the plan now for finishing this Stepvan is a Raptor truck bed liner. The whole thing, it will be black. So the whole thing is going to be a sprayed on truck bed liner. It's kind of a do-it-yourself kind of kit. So after we get the body kind of where we want it, take the dents out of it, get the windshield back in it, replace all the other window rubbers and etc. Then it'll be time to prepare the body, get the rust converter on it, on all the rusty stuff, get it primed, get it sanded, and spray the bed liner on. It's going to take a ton. It's going to be an all-day job, because I'm going to do the top and everything. What a good finish, though. For this old thing, that she's a little beat, she's a little bent, she's a little rusty. I think it's the best finish we could do for it to make it look good, to hide all the imperfections, and to make it last long term. So that's the plan for all this. So these rivet lines and things like that are really going to just go away once the finish is on it. You won't be able to see it at all. So that'll be good. So I'm going to get something to support this end and get this thing leveled out, bring the other piece in, get it put on, clamped into place somehow, some way. And then we'll start from the center out, drilling and pop riveting, and we'll get it done. Then we'll come back and roll the edge after we get these two sides cut out. And I think she's going to be great. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll be back in it shortly. Well, I'd say she's coming along pretty good. Some of the metal on the front of the truck itself is a little thick, so I've gone to tech screwing because it just seemed to work, but I did twist one or two of them off. So I got a couple to drill out, and I still have to finish the driver's side over there a little bit, but I started looking at this, started looking at what I'm going to cut for a shape. So I thought we'd fiddle with that for a little bit and get one side cut, see how I like it. It's not like I'd replace it if I don't. We're going to do it right the first time, right? Set you up over here. Try not to block the view. So I've kind of rigged up a... hang on a second. Shut my TV up. Y'all can't see that. I just rigged up a little wire that I can follow the inside curve for a little while. I just thought I'd use that for part of this deal. And I'll need to leave a reveal because I got to roll this under. Okay, that's the original curve. Curve, but we got to go this way now too, so probably not going all the way there. Do something like that. Okay, that's gonna look weird that way. Yep, that's going to look too weird, so we're going to have to come in here like this. That's better. That's better. Let me see what I drew. Sorry. I'll darken this up a little bit now. Something like that. That'll look good. So now I got to leave about, 3/4 of an inch reveal for rolling purposes. There's no sense getting a tape measure out for stuff like this. There we go. What do you think? You like it? If you don't like the line, put a note in the comments below and I'll move it. Nah, it'll already be cut. It'll be a done deal. standing back. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Let's do that. You can see all these wavy things in there. They look like waves, but remember it was a bread truck, so this thing was just loaded with shelves. So, and shelf brackets and things. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. Let's do it. Can't stand here and look at it all day. Sometimes you just gotta go, yep, that's what I was thinking, and then cut it. So we're gonna cut it. You can't watch. It'll all be done by the time you come back. Hang on. Well, we made short work of that. It cut out pretty nice. It's got some nice shape to it. Really cleaning up the front end of this thing. It just looks so much better than it did. Now we're gonna see if we can roll that edge. I don't think that sheet metal's, well, it's fairly thick, but it's not horrible. And in the past, I've done it with a pair of lineman's pliers and a small ball peen hammer. Let's see if we can still do it that way. We're just going to roll this edge. I might have to turn that wheel. I'm going to have to turn that wheel. That should be fun. Hang on. I can't tell you how much easier turning that wheel is when we put some grease in the steering gear. Sure wish that was farther. Not sure if I went all the way. I'm gonna try again. Well, that's as far as we go. It's better than we had. Want to line your pliers up on your line. These lineman's pliers, because they're fairly wide. Coming into the curve. Okay. Try to work with it. I'll give you a little close-up of what we're doing here. It's coming out real nice. So we're nice and tight around. We're not beating the daylights out of it. We're working metal slowly. It'll bend. We're coming around these curves, but you just take your time and it'll just keep on coming. Okay, let's keep pounding. I'll get you in a little better spot here. There we go. the back to work. Let's get a little dolly action. So we went to the dolly because it was just getting spring back. So if it's just springing, we're not going to move that metal. It's going to bounce back. So a nice steel dolly does the job. Go a little more around the corner. One more cushy chair. Okay, you probably get the idea now. And you probably don't want to watch me beat on the rest of it. So let me show you what we've got. So we've come around the corners. Obviously I got a little more to do. We're coming around this corner at the bottom. That'll soften up nicely. And then we're taking that bead all along the bottom. Look at that. And it's still morning. And it's looking real good. So I've got a lot more finish to do. But I think for the video, you guys get it. I'll come back with a part 2 and we'll get it all finished up. But I think we'll end this video here. I'll finish knocking this out. Because it's the first nice day we've had in a long time. It's supposed to be like in the 60s. And I got to mow. or I got to bale it or something. So I got a lot to other things I got to get to today too. So I don't want to ride that motorcycle. So thank you guys for watching. Comment and subscribe. And please share my videos. Help me grow this channel. I appreciate that. And we'll catch you on the next one. And we'll do a part 2 on this once all finished up.